Hello, welcome. I am artist Lisa Christensen. I believe that creating and giving our art is twofold joy. We paint joy and we give joy. This Christmas season, we are learning watercolor through the ABCs of Christmas. I am on F for florals, and this is kind of the all over pattern we're using. I'm using an oval brush, a size 10 oval brush. Another name is Filbert. While I am gathering my supplies, I am also using a size 10 Filbert brush. I'm using Alizarin Crimson, UnderSea Green, Deep Sap Green, and Autumn Mystery. All of those together make for a beautiful, beautiful watercolor all over pattern. Alright, let's talk paper. I take a 9x12 and I fold that in half lengthwise. So then what I'm left with is a 6x9 piece of paper. And I do that in half because first off it's a little bit more manageable to paint, and I can get 2 card panels from one painting session, which is always a plus in my book. So as we get started, I'm going to use my oval brush to start. To practice with my oval brush, I'm going to just show you some of my warm-ups that I like to use before I do a all over pattern. And this is something I do all the time. I'm just getting my hand warmed up. It's kind of like scales on a piano before you start practicing like a real music. I just like to kind of play with my oval brush, remember the different types of marks I can make with my oval brush, and just it's fun, and that way I can get an idea. I just need to get in the mood, so I like to practice. This is just painting with undersea green, and this can also become a beautiful card panel if I wanted it to. And I thought, oh, maybe a fun long leaf would be pretty. I always think long leaves are pretty. Anyways, we're ready to get started. Let's make this happen. So what I start with is I like to do like a triangle pattern. So I'm always thinking about triangles and putting my pine boughs as a triangle. I am using just like little strokes, almost like you're painting fur. You know, you're just using lines. You're not painting, you're not coloring in anything. You're using lines to make the form. So you could very much do this like with a pen and ink sort of thing, but I like to use watercolor. And this is just undersea green. I love undersea green. There's some beautiful colors that I can get with undersea green, and I'm changing out my strokes. I want thick and thin. I want larger leaves and smaller leaves, and again I keep rotating my paper so that it doesn't look like I've just sat there and painted. I wanted this to look fun. And I'm also playing with some of the colors, and I'm just getting in the greens. We'll work on the reds in a little bit. This is just a fun little exercise, and I feel like the more I do these, the better artist I become, because I really find ways to use my brush work in like plein air paintings. So anyways, I'm gonna just paint. I keep going around and around using like my triangle, doing 3 sets of something, and then turning my paper around and seeing where I need to go and do another 3 sets of something. And I just keep doing that. While you watch me paint, I'm gonna share some music in the background and enjoy the process. as I finish up this panel, I am using gold iridescent, that autumn mystery color, and it's just so fantastic. I'm using a round brush that has a very nice fine tip, so I can get some calligraphy type lines with it, and I just love it. I am splattering. I like to think of this as like 3 layers. So I have my base layer, and then while the music was playing, I added darker darks and got more form into my pine boughs and berries. And now I'm just adding my 3rd layer of iridescent colors, and so it's just kind of fun. And you can tell that I had fun adding some water and letting the watercolor bleed a little bit, adding the iridescent splatters. It's just so much fun to just kind of play and really see what kind of artist you become by playing with an all over pattern. So now that it's dried, I can cut this panel, and I promise it won't scream at you, into card bases. So I'm cutting them into, will be, I believe, 5¼ by 4. And so there's a card panel, and I could totally stamp something right there if I wanted to. I don't think I will, actually. You'll notice that I don't. And then there's another card panel, and I just love that these two can be card bases. So what I do next is I actually make the card. I'll put them on card bases, and then that's the finished result. If you found this tutorial to be helpful, please push a like on the video, and please consider subscribing to support my channel. Thank you so much for watching, and enjoy painting an all over pattern.